Welcome back to MustangMedic Life in Arizona series. This gentleman has a number of point of views about voting and what we used to vote, or how we used to vote, and now that every Tom, Dick, and Harry can vote, do they know the issues? Let's give a listen.
Here we have an American patriot, and he's going to educate us on voting rights.
So the gist of it, for what we were just discussing before camera was rolling, is what's the actual right of the actual community, you know, as a voter, and what does it actually mean? We were discussing the fact that they were actually promoting, the left of course, are promoting, it's not going to happen, but they were promoting potentially dropping the voter age down from 18 down to 16. That's potentially an additional, I looked it up, I think that's an additional 3.5 million votes potentially just between the ages of 16 and 17 years old. So at that point, they're going to try to be boosting, they're trying to pad the vote. But going back to the gist of this video, I don't think they actually care what the reason for voting is and what it used to stand for. Back even just 60 years ago, the 60s, 50s, especially the earliest 20th century, 19th, etc., you had to have some type of investment in the land. You had to have an investment either in your community, your local state, federal, all the above. You had to have an investment in the future of how the country was going to go, for how your generation was going to come up, and what they were going to continue to vote for, and what their actual, cause was. Now, we have it basically to where we want potentially 16, 17, 18, I don't think it should be that young either way, to be voting, and they don't have a clue what they're truly voting for. They're voting based off of platforms like X, Twitter, whatever they want to call it nowadays, Facebook. It's not free speech, for one. And two, when your source with all these kids, 3+ million potential additional votes, are just being led and not actually trying to digest what they're actually trying to grasp, and all they can say is, well, because, that may be a problem. So I think we need to get down to what the true point of voting was. I think we need to get down to having a nuclear family, in which actually helps make that vote. And that's the other thing, going back to even just 60, 80 years ago, you had a family of 10, you didn't have 10 votes coming out of that household. You had one vote. And a lot of people are going to say sexist, misogynist, patriarchy. I don't care. But yeah, usually the man was the one working, the woman was the homemaker, taking care of children and home. And then at that point, you would come home, you'd gather, see what you guys felt as a whole, and the man would go out and vote. That's when actual voting had a purpose. Voting actually had pride and dignity. And now you just have these mass flux of votes that, in my opinion, are just diluting the actual purpose, and honestly getting us the actual quality of votes for a candidate that is worthwhile to actually be in office. So I just hope that, come November, people think, and if you still want to vote for Biden, I respect that, but at least have an answer or some rebuttal, some common sense.
Just one reason. One reason. One thing he did good. That's all we want.
Because when I hear, oh, well, look at the alternative, that's all I hear. And I'm thinking to myself, the alternative, we know his name. I don't even have to say on this video. He's looking to secure the border wall. He's looking to take out...
You can say his name. Say his name.
Trump,
there you go. Say his
baby.
name. Say his name. All right, yeah.
But I'll end on this, But, I mean, when you say look at the alternative, yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, let's go, because... border security, he's looking to do on day one, just like he did the first term.
Preaching the choir.
Border security.
Preaching.
He's looking to get critical race theory out of schools.
Absolutely.
He's looking to get gender affirming care away from children where it should not be.
Guys, do you see how wise people are in Arizona? Just look at this example right here.
And I promise I'll end on this, and this wraps it all up. Don't be scared. Don't be scared by what the media is telling you. Actually look into it and research it, because just like we're having a conversation now, even if it's virtually or just him and I directly, this is what the American public is. And I've been to a lot of states from East Coast to coast, North Carolina, California, Arizona, parts of Texas. I've met great people, and I've met people that I don't agree with on their views, and I still respect them for it. But at the same time, this whole race war that they're trying to push, and we hate each other, I've only seen love out here, in my opinion. You go to the bigger city, unfortunately, are liberally run, you start running into problems, but once again, there lies the problem. So we just gotta learn to love each other, love ourselves, and just start thinking in our head. So
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you sharing with us. That's really cool. See, there you
Thanks
go.
for having
There
me.
you go, guys. There's an average man like I out here in Arizona, just saying it like it is.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
And you know, I didn't mean anything about average man. I'm sure you're a lot more than average.
Oh, hey, I gotta keep myself humble. I like to think so, but no, I appreciate it. I'm glad that this could go on the platforms that you have.
MustangMedic.
And MustangMedic X.
Up on X,
Yes,
aka
sir.
Twitter. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take it easy.